This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Let's get right into the news. Well, why does Tammy Cowins want to take down Big Meech so bad? Well, she sacrificed 20 years of her life for Big Meech. They had a tight bond. There was either he was going to be with her when he got home, which I don't think it was that. I think it was that they were going to be business partners. A lot of people were trying to say, oh, it's a scorned woman, and he was telling her the whole time, when I get home, it's going to be me and you, and da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, but I don't think it was in a sexual way. I think that Big Meech and her, said, you're my business partner now. You're the only one I can trust. And she felt like, okay, we're in business together. When he comes home, we're going to expand the BMF business with merch and all this other stuff. And when he got home, his baby mom wasn't going to have that. He paroled home to little Meech's mom's house, right? So, and then Rick Ross got in his ear and started telling him, you don't need any of these people. This is your life story, man. Rick Ross, without knowing any particulars on anything, got in his ear and started telling him, we can do a movie. I got the people. We get the money up. And then it doesn't take just money. If it was that easy, everybody would make movies. You have to have connections. 50 Cent, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, before Power even took off, man, I remember him being in a lot of movies and just learning the business from like 2007 to 2015, 14, I think. Like that's before, right when Power started to strike, around 2014. Or was it 15? Somewhere in there. And I was like, okay, so you can't just jump into the movie game. It doesn't work like that. You don't just have success right away. You got to have years of trying. So Tammy thought she was going to be business partners with Meech, but he got rid of her. He said she was bad for business. And when he did that, Tammy went to 50. 50 didn't really want to get involved until she started playing recordings of him and telling him how Big Meech really looked at the thing. They were using him to get to the next level, and that was it, and 50's not going to let someone use him to launch their, career with his, no. Like Big Meech, you had a great story. You sold your life rights. And it was really dumb to do that because 50 Cent owns his life. The only way to continue this story is to go through Southwest T's story, which is a lot less interesting because they didn't do all the stuff BMF did from 2000 to 2005, and that's what everybody remembers, The other stuff is cool, but, like, people remember the cars and all that stuff. Like, just like when you see movie Paid in Full, it's the scenes where he's moving a lot of, his life is enhancing, and, you deal with the complexity of dealing with so many workers underneath you and underhanded things they do and everything, like the drama. And BMF had a lot of drama, a lot of sloppy drama. We're not even in the interesting part of the show yet. That's the funny thing. They didn't even get to the good parts. They still haven't completely set up BMF in Atlanta in the show. I think that starts coming this season. Like it started last season, but it really kicks off this season where, you're going to see them have a rapper and all this other stuff. And then they're going to start putting billboards up. That's when it gets interesting. And what Southwest T didn't do any of that stuff. So it's going to be boring. So Tammy Cowins just got screwed over within 2 months of him being home. So might as well just, you can't do business with somebody like Big Meech. Ruined his son's career. Now Big Meech isn't going to be able to make a dollar. Like Little Baby pulled out of the concert reportedly because he got the paperwork and looked through it with somebody else, obviously, because Little Baby, he's a little. And this is why he fell back from Rollo recently. You saw Rollo upset saying, "Oh, you can go to that guy's concert. You guys would have loved to be on stage, but With me, you can't even wish me happy birthday. That was directed at Little Baby. Who else would it have been directed at? 21 Savage? Maybe. I don't know. But I think 21 Savage jumped out of the show too. So those are the two people he's closest with that were at the show. And I don't know, man. So Cuffy's part is the most damning to me because it paints that Meech started off as like possibly an informant. He said that in his paperwork, it was before Tammy was involved, the first Mexican he was supposed to meet up with, Cuffy, was given to him by Meech. And it says it was given to him by a confidential informant. And the only person that linked him was Meech. See? He said it right.
This last from the federal essay, homie. I pull up to meet the essay. I'm in a brand new blue Bentley coupe.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say this, homie, because I met the essay in downtown Atlanta at the Varsity Hot Dog stand.
Okay.
And the Mexican rubbed me the wrong way. I didn't think he was the police. I knew nothing.
It was the way the guy was asking about that car. Like, yo, hey, because the feds love to seize cars.
Nothing about Meech being nothing but a solid man.
Right.
But the Mexican got to talking about, yo, man, is the car paid for and you can trade the car for drugs and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop, right?
Yeah.
He on some thirsty shit.
Yeah.
Frank's hearing. Again, the 2018, homie, we get the Frank's hearing. Again, the government got to turn over everything pertaining to me in this case. I didn't get in any trouble from that meeting with the essay when I was pulled up in the new Bentley coupe, right?
Yeah.
But it's all in there that a confidential source is the one who put me with the essay.
Come on.
Damn.
And that Cuff was spooked some kind of way and never dealt with him, and Cuff cut off the telephone he was using, blah, blah. That was the end of it.
Right.
But who you think introduced me to that first Mexican?
There you go. You know, so it's over for Meech, bro. I'll show you guys paperwork later. I got to get back to some news, but Tammy Cowins was betrayed by Meech. Rick Ross, as we know, somebody caught up with him because his arm's in a sling. And Tammy Cowins has a right to be upset. She was doing all this confidential informant work. Yeah, she was getting paid doing it. Then she slept with some DEA. Her life was just like all over the place, man. You know, dealing with Meech, all this other stuff. She never got her life on like a straight arrow. And then she was hoping, okay, well, when Meech comes home, we're going to be business partners. Why? You were his assistant, you know, like he pulled the move he was always going to pull. You know, he was just waiting to do it. And he still got a reduction. He was supposed to get out in 2026. He got the reduction in 2024. Really, he was supposed to get out in 2030. He got different reductions for that just from the law changing. So it is what it is, man. I don't see much more kind of developing on this. I can go over the paperwork later, and that's about it, man. I mean, we're just going to watch 50 Cent do this documentary. I mean, he better hurry with the documentary. I'm going to be honest with you because people are going to kind of move on from this. But it's like Cuff's supposed to come home, I guess, in a year or two. But Tammy has all these recordings and stuff that's going to put Big Meech on blast. She recorded a lot. So I guess she might have known that this might happen. If it did happen, she's going to get revenge. Tammy Cowins' revenge is going to be bittersweet. Big Meech, you lost your life rights. You lost everything, man. It's crazy. And Southwest T-Story is boring, so it's a wrap. It's Jordan Tower, JT News. I'll check you guys in the next one. Peace.